I think my book can inspire young girls to first learn how to swim because some people are scared of the water. But like once you see people do it, some people that look like you doing it, then it encourages you to want to try to do it. So I think that it'll inspire people to learn how to swim. And then I also wanted to encourage people to learn to try diving to see if that's right for you. And if not, like the message of the story isn't that, oh, you should try diving. The message is that even though you don't see people represented in the sport that you want to do, whether it's diving or something else, you should still try it.
No matter where you come from or what challenges you face, remember that you have the power to transform your life. We're bringing you the most inspiring stories and voices from authors who are indeed powerful forces for the culture in their work. These interviews will keep you believing in yourself, inspire you to keep pushing forward, and most importantly, never ever stop dreaming. It's your boy, Uncle Kolby, and this is the Kolby Kulture Show. Yo, 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 Kolby Culture fam, what's good? It's your favorite uncle here, Uncle Kolby, back with another episode of the Kolby Culture Show. Today, we're shining a spotlight on an amazing young author who's making waves in more ways than one. But before we dive into her story, let's hit this week's literary drop. This week's literary drop is The Blackwoods by Brandi Colbert. This thrilling novel unravels the mystery surrounding the Blackwood family, who have long been revered in their small southern town. But beneath the surface, secrets simmer and history threatens to repeat itself. It's a gripping tale of family, legacy, and the power of uncovering the truth. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Check it out and get ready for a ride you won't forget. And remember, you can get a full review of this book on my website, djacobywashington.com, ahead of next week's episode. This has been this week's Literary Drop. All right, let's give a warm welcome to the phenomenal Sanaa Chege. Hailing from Maryland, Sanaa is a young trailblazer making waves both in and out of the pool. Her journey into competitive diving began in the fall of 2022, and it's been nothing short of extraordinary. Passionate about representation, Sanaa's debut book, A Diver Like Me, aims to inspire other young Black girls to dive into their dreams. Without further ado, Sanaa, welcome to the Kolby Culture Show. Hey.
Hi,
Now, what's good? How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so excited to have you on the show tonight. I had the opportunity of meeting Sanaa at the Kensington Row Book Festival maybe a few months ago, and her family and I connected, and we've been to a number of different book festivals together and had the opportunity to share with one another. So again, I'm super excited to have you on the show tonight. So Sanaa, your journey into diving is incredibly inspiring. What got you interested in the sport, and how has your experience been so far?
So I wanted to do a sport in high school, so I decided that I wanted to do swimming. And then my mom talked to some of the parents that had kids that were swimming, and they said that they also needed divers because all of the previous divers had graduated. So I decided that I would try both, and I ended up liking diving better because it's easier, mostly because I have asthma.
Okay.
And diving's going really well for me right now.
I love that. So it's interesting that you would love that. I'd imagine that it takes a lot of like breath control to dive, and you're saying that, you know, because you have asthma, you like that better. Explain that to me. How does that work?
I feel like when you're diving, like when you're in the air, you can still breathe if you're conscious of yourself. And then the only time that you can't breathe is when you hit the water. Then I just like rush to get up to the surface.
Got it. So that's amazing. You've written a book, A Diver Like Me. I had an opportunity to get my copy. I have multiple copies actually. And it's a great read. Tell us what inspired you to write this book, and what message do you hope young readers take away from it?
So what inspired me to write my book is that I went to a summer team last summer, and most of the like not anybody talked to me, and like when I came in to go to the pool, like everyone was staring at me. They didn't say anything, and then they only talked to me and talked to my parents when they realized that I could dive.
Mm-hmm.
So it was sad.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. So speaking about like representation, it is crucial, right? Especially in sports. How do you think your story and your book can impact other young girls who, really look up to you?
I think my book can inspire young girls to first learn how to swim because some people are scared of the water, but like once you see people do it, some people that look like you doing it, then it encourages you to want to try to do it. So I think that it'll inspire people to learn how to swim, and then I also wanted to encourage people to learn to try diving to see if that's right for you, and if not, like the message of the story isn't that oh, you should try diving. The message is that even though you don't see people represented in the sport that you want to do, whether
Mhm.
it's diving or something else, you should still try it.
That's absolutely amazing, folks. I'm talking to Sanaa Chege tonight, the author and mastermind behind the book "A Diver Like Me." This is her debut book, and so thinking about what you just shared with us, I'll just share that I took swimming lessons last year, and I'm not ashamed to say, I just turned 40, folks. But actually, 2 years ago, I took swimming lessons, and it was one of the scariest things that I think I have ever experienced because it takes a lot of confidence, one in yourself, and like you said, you cannot be afraid of the water. When you're swimming, and so yeah, I just had to like trust my instinct, and I will say I'm definitely not the best swimmer, so I'm not jumping off of any diving boards just yet, but I'm not as afraid of the water as I was before. And so, yeah, I think that it is absolutely imperative that we kind of step outside of our comfort zones and really be willing to try something a little bit different. So let's talk about like how you balance your life. So you got school, you have diving. I'm sure you're involved in other extracurricular activities, and even now writing. And it must be a lot. How do you manage your time and stay motivated?
So during the school year, I have about a practice every day, and sometimes I have two or three a day. So what I do is if I can get my schoolwork done in school, if I
Mhm.
get homework, then I'll do my homework then if I have time. And then as soon as I get home, just do my homework so that I don't have to worry about it after practice. So that's how I manage my time then. And then when I'm not in season, then I have more time to do my schoolwork, but it's harder to do it because there's no reason that I have to do my work right away.
I hear you. I hear, and I know your parents, so I know they're definitely on you about getting your work done. Let's talk about like what has been the most rewarding part of your journey so far, both in diving and as an author.
So the most rewarding thing about diving for me is that I get to try new things. So I like there's dives that I'll be scared of, and then I get it, and then it's easy for me. Like this time last year, I would only be doing like one flip, but now I do like one and a halves,
Mm,
and it's really easy, and I can do things harder than that. So
wow.
I think the most rewarding thing in diving is that there's always progression. There's always something that you can work towards.
Mm,
And then the most rewarding thing for my book is when people come up to me and they ask me to take a picture with them, or they tell me that they're gonna start swimming lessons or that they started diving. And then also I was at a diving camp, and so this girl said that she learned about the diving camp from my book, and then one of the other girls was like, "Oh, what book was it?" And then she said it was a diver like me. It
mm.
was like my book. I didn't even realize, but she only knew about the camp because of my book. So it was interesting. It was nice.
Yeah, I can imagine that. That's amazing. And I heard that you recently just Was it the Olympic trials that you went to? Tell us about that
Yeah.
experience.
So I went to the Olympic trials. I was in VIP because I got invited from USA Diving, and I got to talk to the president of USA Diving. Um, it was fun. I also met Kristen Hayden, who's
Mhm.
a black diver, and she tried out for the Olympic trials. It was,
Wow.
it was fun.
Wow. So would you say that like you writing the book got you that opportunity to kind of to be attend the Olympic trials? Everyone doesn't get that opportunity, and you definitely said that you were in VIP, folks. so so you had the whole VIP experience, and so do you think that because you stepped out and wrote this book that helped to get you that opportunity?
Yes, I definitely think I wouldn't have been a VIP if I didn't write my book. But I think a
Mhm.
lot of things that happen, they wouldn't happen if I didn't write my book.
What's your favorite book that you're currently reading?
A diver like me,
I love it. One word to describe diving. Diving.
adrenaline.
Best piece of advice you ever received.
Um, know your worth.
Mm. Can you tell me why that's important?
Okay, so the context behind it, someone told me to know my worth in diving. So, I wanted to go dive in college, but she said that I should know my worth. Don't go to somewhere and like get treated badly
Mm.
and let it happen because you're worth a lot.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Favorite place to relax.
My bed.
Okay. One thing everyone should try at least one time.
To read my book.
That's right. We're talking to Sanaa Chege here, the author of A Diver Like Me. And she just told you at least one thing that you should try at least one time in your life is reading A Diver Like Me. It's time now for audience interaction. So now our audience members have sent over some questions already. Those of you that are tuning in either on Instagram or Facebook or our other social media platforms, certainly drop your questions in the comment section, and we'll make sure to ask Sanaa during this episode. But the first question that came through. So now, what's the biggest challenge you faced in diving, and how did you overcome it?
So this is a challenge that I'm still facing right now. So the biggest challenge that I faced to do a reverse dive. So when you have meets, you only have to do 4 dives, regular meets. But
Okay.
then any other meets like divisionals, metros, and regionals, you have to do 9 dives or 11 dives. And so
Wow.
you have to do 2 from each category or 1 from each category.
Okay.
So I'll give you a story. So at divisionals and metros, those are the ones that you only have to do 9 dives.
Okay.
I failed my reverse dive. Okay. Then in both of those. And then we have regionals, and I didn't know that you can only fail 1 dive, because if you fail 2, then you get disqualified. And you have to do 2 from each category, which meant I have to do 2 reverses.
Okay.
So I failed my first reverse. And then we had like 3 practices between our dives. So on the last 2 practices, I was just practicing reverse, trying to get it. I was not getting it. And then I can't remember if there was someone that came with me. I can't remember if he's a judge, but he came and he was like, I see that you're trying to get your reverse and I want to help you. So he was helping me, telling me how to get through it, how to do the reverse. And then also the other divers were telling me like, oh, like move your hips and stuff and like touch your toes, stuff like that. Everyone was helping me. Everyone was rooting for me. I did not get it during the practice. And then I was the last dive for that round. And it was time for me to do my reverse.
Okay.
So I get on the board. I'm standing on the board. And usually with the reverse, you do like a hurdle, which is like a walk and a jump. And then you do the reverse.
Okay.
But I'm doing it standing. I think you get 1 shot for that. I don't know. But I'm standing on the edge of the board. And I'm just looking. I'm like, wow, this is all the people that I'm going to disappoint if I don't do this dive, because everyone here is rooting for me. Everyone was trying to help me. And I'm like, I got to do this. Okay. And also, the previous meet, my coach was very happy that I failed the dive, so I had to really try. So then I don't know what happened, but I did the dive. I got all ones, but I got a score and I didn't fail it. It was great.
Good.
Okay. I've never done the dive since. So that challenge, I faced it then, but I still haven't been able to face it now. So it's like going challenge.
Okay, so is that something that you're like working at during your I was going to say your rehearsals, but during your practices? Is that something that you're working on?
Yeah. We have this thing called belts, and so it's like a belt, like I don't know how to explain it, but it's a fat belt. It's like thick, and then there's ropes attached to it. The ropes are attached to the ceiling, and then there's 2 ropes that the coach has, and he wears gloves and he like pulls it to help you do the dive, whatever dive you're trying to do. So the belt, you can flip in the belt. So I've been trying to do reverse. I'll do it in belts. I do it great. The coach will tell me, oh yeah, I'm not even helping you. You're doing great. You can do this on your own. And then I get out of belts and I don't know what happens. Like when I'm in belts, I'm like, okay, I need to move my hips. I need to kick my feet towards the ceiling and I'll be good. And then when I'm outside of belts, I'm thinking about everything. I'm thinking about how my feet are going to leave the board. Just every little thing.
Yeah. Well, keep at it. There's no doubt that I know that you're going to master that specific dive. Second question that came through: do you have any tips for young aspiring divers or authors?
Okay, so for aspiring divers, I would just say just try it. Like, I think you'll have a coach if you take classes, so the coach will definitely help you. So as long as you have a coach, it'll be fun. Try not to like get mad or sad because there's a thing like when you hit the water, kind of like bad and you smack. It's just one smack. Just do it again and it'll get better. It's gonna hurt, but if you smack once and then you smack again, it's not gonna hurt as much as the second one. So just do it again.
Okay.
And then for aspiring authors, I would just say, just write. Everyone has a story to tell. So, I told my story. And I think that if you want to be an author, just write what you're passionate about and someone will like your story.
Yeah. That's great advice for aspiring authors. I oftentimes ask that question to other authors on the show, and they essentially say the same thing, just write. I feel incredibly strongly about that. Like, you're absolutely right. Everyone has a story to tell. And the thing about books is they outlive us. And so when we are long gone, this work that we've produced will still be here. And so just write, tell your story because there's an audience for you. Great advice from the amazing Sanaa Chege. So what's the most exciting moment you've had in diving so far?
Probably the reverse. I've had a few very exciting moments, but the reverse, like the whole pool went wild. Everyone there, they were screaming at so happy, and I was so happy, and I also got $20. It was great. It was so fun. Yeah.
Understood. Who inspires you the most and why?
Kristen Hayden, who's a black diver. She inspires me because she has there's so many challenges that she faces, but she still gets through it with a smile on her face. Such a great diver.
Love that. All right. Well, Sanaa, thank you for engaging in our audience interaction. Yo, what's up, Kolby Culture fam? This episode is brought to you by none other than Vibes, the all-natural energy drink that's about to change your whole afternoon game. You ever hit that 3 p.m. slump and you're reaching for something to get you through, but you don't want the jitters, the shakes, or worse, that crash that hits harder than Monday morning? Listen, we've all been there. But here's the game changer. Vibes Afternoon Energy Drink is here to save your day, keep you vibing strong, and still let you sleep like a baby at night. Listen, I love my sleep, y'all. It's all natural, so you know you're putting something good in your body. No weird chemicals, just clean, steady energy to keep you on top of your hustle. I'm telling you, this is that energy boost that you've been waiting for without the downsides. Now, I'm not just talking it up for nothing. We've got a little something special for our Kolby Culture family. Hit the link below or type in code Afternoon Energy at checkout and get 12% off your order. That's right, 12% off your new go-to afternoon pick-me-up. Trust me, you're going to want to stock up. So shout out to Vibes for keeping us fueled and focused. Stay energized, stay smooth, and as always, keep it Kolby Culture fam. Go Kolby, go Kolby, you're vibing, you're vibing. Uncle Kolby, you're vibing, you're vibing. And it's good too, y'all. It's game time. This is actually my most favorite part of the show. It's called the word wave. And so what happens is I will say a word and you respond with the first word or thought that comes to your mind related to your life or work. All right. So are you ready?
Yes.
All right. First word, courage.
A lion.
Okay. Why do you say a lion?
Because in The Wizard of Oz, the lion needed courage.
Why do you think that that's important?
Just so you can get through things. I think like you only live once, so you should try not to be scared as much. Try new things.
Good. Second word, dreams.
Dreams. Probably diving, because diving is my dreams of mine.
Okay. Strength.
The Hulk.
Why the Hulk?
Because he's a big, strong green man.
Okay. Focus.
It's a camera.
Okay. Tell us more.
Because if you're far away and you're trying to take a picture, you have to zoom in to actually capture the moment.
How does that apply to our life?
So if you like watching something from afar, you won't get the same thing you'd get out of actually being a part of that.
Inspiration.
Kristen Hayden.
Okay.
She's a black diver, and she's really good.
Last word, diversity.
Inclusive.
Okay. What does that mean?
It means together.
Okay. Tell us more. Inclusive together. Why is that important?
I'm trying to say it without using the word. Inclusive, like, give me an example. So if there's 3 people and they're having fun, let's say there's 3 divers, they're all friends and they're all like trying to do one dive, like they're trying to do it, so you can do it the best. And then there's one other diver there, but they're not being included. That's not very nice. But you know, if there's 3 divers and they actually include, I can't say that. If they invite the other diver to come do the game with them, then it'll be fun.
Great. Amazing, Sanaa. You're doing such a wonderful work. I applaud you. Folks, make sure you grab A Diver Like Me by Sanaa Chege. This is her first book, and certainly I believe that it's not going to be her last book. Make sure you check her out. Sanaa, again, thank you for sharing your incredible journey and inspiring story with us today. Any parting words for our listeners, and then tell us how we can keep in contact with all that you have going on.
Okay, so my parting words is always believe in yourself. Don't put yourself down, and do what your heart wants you to do. So if you want to write a book, then write a book. The worst that can happen is that literally nothing. And then the ways that you can keep in contact with me is I have a YouTube and Instagram by the same name, Chege Diving 26, and then I have a website where you can buy my book. It's chegecorner.com, and you can buy a book, you can buy stickers, pins, a lot of different things. Go check it out, and you can also sign up for the newsletter where you can get 6 free coloring pages. And who does not like free? Definitely go visit my website and get your 6 free coloring pages and get your book numbers 1377.
Sell it. That's right. I love it, folks. Again, this has been amazing. This has been a great conversation. Thank you so much for coming on the Kolby Kulture Show. Folks, make sure you check out all that Sanaa has going on. We'll make sure to post all of the information that she shared regarding how to keep in contact with her in our show notes today. To all of my Kolby Kulture fam, keep chasing your dreams, keep making waves, and stay inspired. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms at Kolby Kulture Show, and tune in next week for another lit episode of the Kolby Kulture Show, where we're all things books, all things people, and all things life. And as always, make sure that you keep it Kolby Kulture. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to follow the show wherever you listen to your podcast. Watch and subscribe on YouTube, and please feel free to give us a 5-star rating. See you on the next one.